Stellar Development Foundation announced a $30 million fund that they're going to be using out there for companies building on the Stellar chain. Let's get to the news and explore what's happening with Stellar, because there are a couple big news events out there that are creating some massive, massive waves, and we need to be informed. All right, let's go. All right, now as always, any article you see in this video is linked in the description below. Federal Reserve, yeah, they raised rates for the first time in more than 3 years. The Fed has raised rates, and they said they're going to keep doing so for most likely the next 6 times with a 25 basis point increase. But be on the lookout, because if the Fed does decide to go 50 basis points on one of their upcoming votes, that could definitely send the crypto market down, because that would send a shock to the system, telling the world that the Fed was totally out of control with inflation. Yep, they weren't reeling it in. But let's keep on going, all right? So we've got the interest rate plan with the Fed. That is outlined, so we pretty much know what's going to be happening with the next year and how interest rates are going to be affecting crypto. But we got a new one. Today, SDF announced the $30 million matching fund and its first 4 investments. Yep, they already have 4 investments lined up. So this is big, because this is a matching fund for early development built on the Stellar chain. They want to grow the ecosystem. Let's explore another article and get even deeper on that. All right, here we go. Stellar Development Foundation, $30 million fund. Let's talk about those 4 companies, because they are extremely important to know, because this is going to tell you what direction Stellar is going in. Bitwage, another one of the fund's first portfolio companies, provides payroll, invoicing, and benefits services to freelancers with a focus on, hold on, Latin America. Yes, we have been talking about that all the time on this channel, how Stellar is pounding the Latin American payment corridor. Atrix, another one of the first 4 initial recipients, is a payment app that provides remittance services in Africa. Yes, we have talked about the African payment corridor. Stellar is going after the places that need its services the most. Yep, helping the underbanked. What else do we have? Fanvestor, the other recipient, is a crowdfunding platform that aims to connect creators of NFTs with their tokens. Interesting. All right, and what about the first one? Trace Finance, a platform that helps startups, and I'm going to say it again, in Latin America gain access to funding by using stablecoins. Yes, the Latin American payment corridor is huge. Stellar moving forward with 2 more Latin American remittance payment-based companies, right? Service-based providers out there for the Latin American payment corridor. This is telling you right now where the focus is, and Stellar is meeting the need. Why? Because that area is a huge cash-based society that is completely underbanked and underserved financially. There are so many growth and potential opportunities out in that Latin American payment corridor, Central America, South America. That is an untapped resource when it comes to so many different things. Diversity and inclusion. Yes, if you want to make a better world, get everyone involved. Now let's explore that Latin America payment corridor a little bit further. So we talked about the 2 companies, right, with that new matching fund that Stellar is doing, but now look at how much deeper this whole bond goes with Latin America. Because remember, the US may not be the most friendly crypto place out there, but that doesn't mean Stellar can't develop elsewhere. Stellar Foundation invests $15 million in AirTM to boost financial services in Latin America. Yes, another payment corridor based where everyone, yep, outflow of money from the United States and Canada into the Latin American payment corridor. That is basically going to be the biggest path you're going to see, outflow from Canada and the United States to Central and South America. But wait a minute, there's more. Of course there's more. Why? Because WYRE is to partner with Stellar on Brazil and Argentina currency onboarding. Yes, another specific corridor where they're going to allow peer-to-peer and B2B payments to be processed specifically between Brazil and Argentina, the peso and the real. Helping companies out in the early stages, helping grow a deeper and more useful, yes, a useful ecosystem. So now how does it tie into price and all that? Well, let's do this. We've got 1 month up on the screen, but let's zoom out just a little bit more, all right? And what I want you to think about is this. In recent history, just kind of put recent history in mind. I want you to think about all of the news that has been happening with Russia and Ukraine. All of the news with high oil prices, right? Remember, the Feds had that emergency meeting and people are freaked out like, oh my gosh, are they going to drop it 50 basis points and drop the hammer? I want you to think about all that as we start talking about price right now. Look at this. We have seen this, especially right here since February 21st, a real bottom fall down, a real bottom filled out, sorry, not falled out, at right around that 18, 19, 20 cents, okay? Sub 20 cents essentially. What you have to do now is ask yourself this. We already know now what the Fed is doing with raising interest rates, right? Is that completely priced in, or was this priced in right now just of the near term, okay? Will that constant increase of rates put more downward pressure on crypto? Are we done with the Russia and Ukraine conflict, right? The more conflict that there is, more that people get out of these risky high assets, right? Crypto is one of them. And they move into safe haven assets, right? Your commodities, precious metals. I mean, wheat, we have seen wheat go crazy. Why? Because of fertilizer costs going up, because most fertilizer production is controlled by Russia. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. This whole global picture has to do with price. And what you have to ask yourself now is, the news going forward, the world, the global news going forward, are things going to be picking up, or are things going to be getting worse? Are we going to see more conflict with China and Taiwan? Are we going to see more conflict with Russia and Ukraine? Is the Middle East going to spark up? Because it's been quiet. Why? The news hasn't been covering it. But there's been Middle East action rumblings going on right now too. That is going to tell you exactly how crypto is going to trade going forward. And you know what? Let's go big screen. So going forward, we really do. We have to ask ourselves what right now is priced into the market, okay? If more tension happens with Russia and Ukraine, China and Taiwan, that is going to drive these risky asset classes like crypto down. We've seen that already, right? When the Russia-Ukraine situation ramped up and got super intense, what happened? Crypto went down, oil, safe haven assets, commodities, precious metals went up. Yes, so now we have to keep thinking about that principle. Are we going to have a soft spring, right? Is the tension with Russia and Ukraine going to de-escalate? Because if it does, that will allow riskier asset classes to thrive, right? To have a chance to grow. But what if Russia and Ukraine ramps up further, right? What if China and Taiwan ramps up? These are things that we really have to pay attention to going forward, because we are seeing now how the world is trading crypto. Crypto is being traded as a very, very risky asset class, almost opposite of your safe haven assets. And so what we've seen, especially recently, is as safe haven has gone up, your risky assets, crypto being one of them, is going down, right? That is something we have yet to see up until recently, and it is a very, very strong trait that we're trading off of right now. So there you go. Stellar news in a nutshell. We know what's going on with interest rates, more Latin American payment corridor juiciness. Love the news from Stellar, and I love that Stellar is still trying to grow their ecosystem. All right, everyone. Hope you liked this video. Hope you liked all the news. And if you want to learn about more cool Stellar stuff, you can always click right here. And I've got a second adventure channel coming out. My car, or vehicle, sorry, is almost like done. I just need like 2 more parts and I'm done. And we're going to launch an awesome adventure channel. You can support that by clicking right here. All right, everyone. Take care.